Does this dinosaur graveyard reveal their final day on Earth? An expert explores the evidence. Welcome to Jurassic World. Buried in the rocks in North Dakota lies evidence of the exact day the dinosaurs were obliterated from the planet some 66 million years ago. That's the claim of paleontologist Robert De Palma and colleagues, whose work was captured by the BBC in its recent landmark documentary Dinosaurs, The Final Day with David Attenborough. For the last 10 years, De Palma has focused his work on a fossil-rich site, which he has named Tanis in North Dakota's Hell Creek Formation, and since 2019, he and his colleagues have put forward some very strong claims about what Tanis tells us about the end of the Cretaceous period. De Palma believes that Tanis is a mass graveyard of creatures killed during the asteroid strike. There is no doubt that an asteroid led to the mass extinction of non-avian dinosaurs and at least 50% of other species 66 million years ago. But there has been some controversy around De Palma's claim that the site documents the very day that the asteroid struck and reveals direct evidence of the very last dinosaurs on Earth. So, let's take a look at what we know about this most important time in our planet's history and what remains uncertain. The huge asteroid collision. When the asteroid impact theory was first proposed in 1980, there was no crater. The only evidence was to sites with substantial enrichment of iridium, an element that arrives on the Earth's surface from outer space, in the rocks exactly at the level of the end of the Cretaceous. Now there are hundreds of places worldwide showing the iridium spike at what is known as the KPG Cretaceous Paleogene boundary, a geological signature in the sediment. And then, in 1991, came the huge breakthrough. The Chicxulub crater was found in what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in southern Mexico. At 180 kilometers 110 miles wide and 20 kilometers 12 miles deep, the crater shows that a huge 10 kilometers 6 mile wide asteroid crashed into the sea. Its force was so great that it unleashed huge tsunami waves as well as massive amounts of rock debris and dust containing iridium into the atmosphere, and also triggered a powerful heat wave. Most experts agree that all life within around 1,700 kilometers 1,000 miles of the collision would have been wiped out instantly. But Tanis was more than 2,800 kilometers or 1,800 miles away, and up until now, there was no evidence of the very last dinosaurs. So, what's the basis for De Palma's groundbreaking revelation that Tanis finally provides? The elusive evidence of the dinosaurs' last day? Asteroid evidence at Tanis. There is little doubt that the Tanis site lies close to the end of the Cretaceous period because De Palma has identified the iridium layer immediately above the fossil bed, which places it at the KPG boundary. He has also presented some compelling pieces of evidence that the site marks the exact day the asteroid struck. First, there are the ancient channels in the sedimentary rocks at Tanis. These are evidence of the huge standing water or seiche waves, which engulfed Tanis. The ground-borne shock waves from the asteroid impact, which caused the devastating water surges, could readily travel through the Earth's crust from the impact site to Tanis. When the asteroid crashed into Earth, tiny ejector spherules, glassy beads about 1 millimeter wide, were formed from melted molten rock and were able to travel up to around 3,200 kilometers 2,000 miles through the atmosphere because they were so light. Astonishingly, De Palma found these glassy spherules at the site and also in the gills of sturgeon fossils which occupy the Tanis streams. He believes the spherules were produced by the Chicxulub impact because of their shared chemistry. with some even encapsulating fragments of the asteroid itself. If this is true, their occurrence at Tanis would indeed confirm that they mark the actual day of impact, because the spherules would have fallen to the ground within hours of the impact. Tanis fossil findings. From decades of study of the rocks and fossils at Hell Creek Formation, we know that Tanis was a warm and wet forest environment with a thriving ecosystem full of dinosaurs, pterosaurs, flying reptiles, turtles, and early mammals. Although they are yet to be described in detail, De Palma and colleagues reveal some incredible new fossils of animals, and he believes they could well have died on the day of the impact itself due to their location in the doomed Tanis sandbank.